Oh, can you hear my piano okay?
Yes.
Okay, great. Amazing. Yeah, so we'll be able to jump right in, Saraya. I'm gonna start recording just so we can come back to our lesson.
Recording in progress.
Amazing. And so, Saraya, how has this week's practice been going for you?
It's been good.
Amazing. Have you been seeing the notes I've been sharing?
What did you say?
Have you gotten like the notes and the links to the previous lesson?
I don't think so.
Okay. So I know I sent it to your brother and your mom. Maybe they didn't share it with you. I don't think I have your email directly. If you send that to me, I should be able to send it to you directly so you can
I
review it.
can't. I'm in my lesson.
All right.
Pardon, what did you say?
I said if you send me your email address, I'll make a note of it so I can send you um because I'm sending it to your brother and your mom, but I guess maybe sometimes they forget to forward it to you and stuff sometimes. So that way you can have it directly.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So we'll jump in. I'm curious, what have you been working on? What have you been practicing this past week? Have you had a chance to sit down at all at the piano? Just let me know how it's been going.
Yeah, I have. I've been practicing my inversions and how to play the Goodness of God song.
Okay, amazing. Your mom was telling me you played at church. Is that true?
Yeah.
Wow. How did that feel?
Felt good.
Oh my goodness. And it's only been a couple weeks. That's really good. Do you want to play it and let me hear as well, or can you?
Yeah.
Okay, that'd be great. Let's hear it.
Okay. Can you hear my piano?
Yeah, I can hear it clearly. That sounded really good. Give yourself a hand. Amazing job, Saraya. Phenomenal job. You're really getting it. Just a couple things. So I like how you're playing your chords with your left hand, and I like how you're playing the melody with your right hand. Keep in mind that's a really great approach when you're starting. You can also combine them, right? So if you're playing, you know, so if you notice, I could play the chords like this. You could also stretch them out. It's up to you, whichever one you want. But basically, there was one change I wanted to make sure you're incorporating in your chord in what you're playing, and that's going to the six. So um, all my life. So it starts on the four. All my life you have been faithful. Four. All my life you have been so. Back to one. So five. So basically, there was a six in there. Um, and that's what I want to make sure you're getting in there. So, you've been so good, and then back to one, four. I mean, every breath that I am one, seven, six, right? I will sing four of the goodness, five of God. All right. Um, and you were playing All My Life, right? That's the part you were playing just now, correct?
Yes.
So from that part, all my life you have been faithful. It goes back to the one, right? And then back to four. All my life you have been so, so five, good. Four, every breath that I am breathing. Six, right? I will sing four of the goodness of God. All right. So are you do you see how some of the chords I'm playing, Saraya? And I'll show you how to play it with the melody as well. But I want you to kind of understand some of the way you can play these chords, just to make it sound a little bit more full. Okay. So one thing you can do, you see with your left hand. Can you see my camera here?
Yes.
So try to like, I'm playing C and G. Sometimes with your left hand, you might be playing this like power chord shape, and it basically moves with you anywhere you go. So if I'm playing the one, it'll sound like that. If I'm playing the four, it will sound like this. If I'm playing the five, it'll sound like this. If I'm playing the six, it'll sound like. You know what I mean? If I'm playing, yeah, it's just a very common shape. Exactly. And then, right? Notice on the seven, it's kind of, it's not really the same shape on the seven. And then back to one. Right? Yeah. And then now to make this into a chord, watch this. You see your thumb? Lay it down flat. Now you got a one chord. All with one hand. Might be a little bit of a stretch. Yeah. Yeah, you see that? So it's like one.
I can't do it with one hand though.
I know. It might be a little bit hard, but practice it. Even if you can only get up to the D, it's still useful, you know what I mean?
I can only get up to the C.
Yeah, if you only can get up to the C, that's okay. My hands are not that big, but try it. Okay? So anyway, that's one thing that we're covering, okay? So we have that. Another thing that I wanted to mention to you, Saraya. So, and I know you said you've been practicing your inversions. So try to find the way you want to play the song is try to find the inversion that has the melody note. So play the melody for me one more time.
Wait, what do you mean?
So play this. You remember the song you just played, "Goodness of God"?
Yeah.
Can you play just the melody? Just meaning just the part of the song that's the melody. You know what I mean when I say melody?
Like that part?
Yeah, sure, exactly.
Okay.
Okay, great. So let's break that down. I love you, Lord, and you know that's over the one, right? So now to play that with the chord, which chord has? How would you play that using your C chord? Exactly. So you would play, but watch this inversion. You see how I'm playing the inversion of C that has the melody? And then I'm using that little technique I mentioned with my left hand. I could just play a chord. I could play the same thing with both hands. Right? Yeah. And then, what's the melody? And then so you got to play that chord. That's your F, right? But look at the inversion of it. And then you're going back to one. So I mean?
Yeah.
So do you get why I'm playing these inversions? I'm playing the inversion that has the melody on top. So that way, it lets both your hands work together. And so you can play it like this. You could play that. You could play it like that, right? But I'm saying play it like this, right? You see what I mean? So I'm using both hands to play the same chord. And remember how we said with these chords, these one chords, you can always put the two in there. So sometimes I see the two. You see how I put the D in there? Just makes it a little bit like thicker, like a fatter sound, you know? Right? You see that? And then same thing
Kind of
for,
hard to play.
huh?
Kind of hard to play that though.
It's hard to play. You're gonna have to practice it.
My hands are small.
Your hands are but look what I'm doing. So here, let me show you up on the screen. So I'm playing I love you, Lord. Do you see that? This is just exactly. I'm just using that. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just using that inversion to play the melody, because it's C, C, D, E. And then if you notice my left hand, the way I make my chord sound more thick, I put the D in there. So I'm playing G, C, D, E. But I'm thinking just my one. Yeah. You see that? And then look, you could even keep this as a rhythm. See what I mean? Right? You can go 4. Right? So you want to try to use the chords as much as you can. Right? See what I mean? It sounds more bigger that way. Do you get what I'm doing, Saraya? Or are you confused how I'm playing the chords?
I sort of get it now.
Yeah. So all we're doing is, instead of playing it like this, with the chord in the left hand and the melody in the right, we're gonna play chords in both hands. And you could play the same exact chord, same version of C. This is just an inversion. This would be take the bottom note, move it to the top. Remember? Bottom note, move it to the top. That's how we get that. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going up here, so we're going to move our chord. Same kind of chord, look. So here's how we can practice this, okay? Really simple. We're going to practice it over the 1. We're going to practice it over the 4, and we're going to practice it over the 5, okay? So we're going to practice over the 1 using the same inversion. So this is it over the 1. So play that with me, Saraya. This is C. It's just a different way of playing it. So your left hand is playing, and then your right hand. And if you really want, you can even take your pinky.
I think my hands are too small. Wait, no, I think I can.
Try it. See that? Yeah. Yep, you got it. You see how big that sounds? And then look. For your, you're gonna do the same shape. So the same, it literally feels the same way in your hands when you do it over the F. This is an F now. See that? Yeah. For your, and then you're going mercy never fail, and then you're going back to your 1. Going back to your 1 or this one. Alright? And then look, it even works over the 5. Exactly. Mercy never fails me. And then now over the 5. Well, technically it goes like in 7 and then 6. Right? So 7. This is it, the same chord over the 5. right? In time, right? Or you could play the A minor, or if we want to use our 1-4-5 system, just play the A, or play the C rather. In times like, see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's literally all it takes. It's really easy to get. So after we do that, here's how I would practice it, Sarah. I'd practice it like this. So I'd practice my 1. These are two-handed chords. G, C, E in my left hand, G, C, E in my right hand. Then over my 4, C, F, A, both hands. See that? Look at this nice little trick. You can use all 3 of these. See that? You can do it on the 1. You see what I'm doing there?
Can you keep your hand on the note so I can see which ones they are, please?
Yeah, sure.
G, C, E.
Yeah, exactly. With both hands. Exactly. And I'm using C, D, E, and then landing on my chord. It sounds like. Remember that song? And then Farah Jaka.
Oh yeah.
Right? Yeah, right? That's what it sounds like, right? Yeah, exactly. Come on now, you better play. Exactly. Exactly. Did you know that one, or you're just following the melody?
Yeah, I know that song.
Okay, good. So, but anyway, you see what I'm saying? So you could these are shapes, Saraya. Like think of it as a shape. So anytime I'm playing my C in this third inversion, it feels the same as a F if I play F. You see how your fingers like are feeling the same kind of shape? Yeah. And then over the 5. See that? Mm-hmm. Exactly. And then back to 1. And then 4. So, right? And then over the 4. And then over the 5. See that? Exactly. Over the 4. And then you can always play around with your left hand. You see that? So you have. So if we were to play it, now let's put these things together. Right? You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Back to a. Right? It sounds a little bit more full. And then let's see if you can pull that piece together. Let's see how
I
you
don't
do.
think I can do that.
Why not? We're trying it.
It's so hard.
Okay, so here's what I did. I'll slow it down. I promise you can do it, all right? All I did is I love you and then landed on the chord that I just showed you. Our 1 chord using 2 hands. Yep, just land on your chord with both hands. So G, C, E. G, E. Exactly. There you go. Come on, boy. You can't do it. And then now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to use that to get into the F. and do it in both hands. Mm-hmm. And then F, C, F, A. This is just your F chord. It's just an inversion. See what I mean? It's just an
Yeah.
inversion of it. For your mercy, so mercy never fail. Back to me. Back to one. Same chord that we did. R1. You see that?
Yeah.
So when you go back over this video, just practice it this way. So I love you. And sometimes you don't have to play all the notes at once. Sometimes you can slowly play it. Right? And then do the same thing. Right? You see what I did? So you have options is my point. Any questions about that, Saraya?
No.
So here's how
I
you.
just kind of find it. I still kind of find it difficult to do that.
It's still a little bit different. It's just honestly going to take some practice. It wasn't easy for me at all at first either. To be honest, right? Because everybody knows this, or most people knows. I started on guitar, so I understand like the difficulties with piano because piano was not my first instrument. So I completely get it, those frustrations. But all you got to do is keep practicing, just like how you played it so good today for me, because I know you're practicing. So if you keep practicing it this way, you'll be able to play it very well as well. Okay.
Okay. How
Um,
long have you been playing piano?
Good question. I haven't been playing piano that long. I would say, so I started it like messing around with it, but not really playing it that seriously. I started when my daughter was born. My first daughter,
Which one?
Aria.
Oh,
Yeah, but again, I wasn't playing it like that was just me like sitting down, learning like basic chords and stuff. I would say when I really started playing piano, like focus and trying to improve, it's probably been about 2 years, which sounds like a
oh.
lot of time, but it goes by really quickly. And I've learned how to play in every single key, so I can play the same, right? And I'm gonna teach you how to do the same thing, right? No matter what key you're in. And it's all using the same system of playing 1, 4, 5 as a foundation to start. You know what I mean? So here's what we're gonna do now, Saraya. I think we've covered some stuff, but I want to make sure you're really grasping this 1, 4, 5 system, because I'm telling you, it really unlocks things for me on the piano. Um, is there another song that you like that we can look at? Because I want to spend some more time with this 1, 4, 5 system to see how you're getting it.
Let me think. Do you have any suggestions?
I could think of one. Do you know that song? So we did "Goodness of God." All my life you have been faithful. What about "Worthy is your name"?
Oh, sure, sure.
You know the song?
Yeah.
Jesus, you deserve the praise. You know the song? So let's see if we could play this song. Worthy is your name. Right? It starts on the 4. So remember what I said. So here's how we're going to break it down. We're going to break it down step by step. Step by step. I'm going to break it down so small. Okay?
Do you think that maybe we could start by playing it with like the normal chords and then get into the
The bigger
the
chords? Sure.
inversion?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're going to play it basic and then we'll get into building it out. It's a great idea. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to work out the melody. Okay? So what's the melody of that song? Remember, we're in the key of C. So worthy is your name, right? So can you play the melody?
Oh, I
Almost.
got it.
Uh-huh. So worthy is. Uh-huh. Beautiful. So now So now that you got the melody for that first part, we're gonna break it down. Remember, step by step. So that's the melody, right? Worthy is your name. So now the first chord that we have to land on is gonna have. We know it's gonna have A in there, but what's the bass note? Because remember what I said. Start with the bass note. Yep, it's a 4.
I'm
Exactly.
trying the inversion one.
You played, huh?
With an inversion.
Exactly, because the melody's there, right? It makes sense to play this one because the melody's there. And then, so what should we play in the bass? We should play an F in the bass to go with that chord, right?
Yeah.
So, worthy is your name, right? G, and then watch this. Jesus. So we're gonna play Jesus. That's the melody. So, worthy is your name. We know this is an F. And then G. That's a A minor. G. And then 5. Jesus. So now we want the 5. You see that? So let's do it really slow. Worthy is your name. Worthy is your name. Like that. You got that so far, Saraya? Saraya, you there? Hello?
Oh, sorry, I was muted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. All right, so we did worthy is your name, and then Jesus. We could just play the melody. The thing about playing the melody, you don't always need a chord. So technically, you could go 6, 5, Jesus. You could do that, or you could just play the melody, G, and then land on the 5. Jesus, right? So you could just play that. You see that?
Yeah.
So let's try that. Let's just try the first 2 chords. So I want to hear you try it, okay?
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, hold on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Uh-huh. 5. 5 now? Yeah, I like that 7. I heard that 7. I like that. You could do 7 if you want, but you could also do 5. Because our 1-4-5 system, remember, you can do 7 over the 5, or you can just do 5 over the 5. Yeah, you remember that system we covered?
Yeah.
And then so Jesus, right? And then now we're going to the 3. So you deserve the praise. So now we're gonna do this minor chord, right? You deserve the praise. So now we're gonna do this E minor chord. And then you deserve the praise. That's like a you deserve the praise. You could do a 5 over the 3. Right? So we do that over the 3. And then, worthy is your name 4. You see that?
Yeah.
Pretty simple, right? So worthy is your name. And then you deserve the praise. Your name. I made a mistake, but it's the 4 there. You see what I mean? Worthy is your name. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So basically, if you really study this chord, just this song, just the bass notes, I'll play the bass notes for you. Worthy is your name, F, Jesus, the 5, G. You deserve the praise, 3. Worthy is your name, 4. That's it. Worthy is your name,
Hey,
right?
could you do it like this?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Could you do this after?
Yeah, you could go to the 6. You deserve the praise. Worthy is your. Worthy is. In fact, that's probably what they do, to be honest. They probably go to the 6. You deserve the praise. Worthy is your name. Right? 6. Worthy is your name. Right? So, what is all of that? It's very simple. It's just using the chords to get around. So what we did, worthy is your name, 4. Jesus, 5. You deserve the praise, 3. Worthy is your 6. Right? And then 5, we're going down. 4. You see what I mean? It's just because you have time, so you can do stuff like that. So sometimes if you notice, like, if we're going to the 4, they might go 6, 5, 3, 4. Like little patterns like that. 6, 5, right? So that's all it is. 6, 5, 3, 4. It sounds like a lot, but when you go over the video, you'll see it's not that hard. It's just 6, 5, 3. And the idea is, here's the idea, Saraya. The idea is you're following the bass. So if the bass is going, the bass is not just going to play this. They're going to move. So they might do, worthy is your name. 6, 5. They use the 6 to get to the 5. You deserve the praise. They walk down to the 3. Worthy is your name, 4. Right? 6, 6, 5, 3, 4, or something. You know, they might move. Just because music always has movement. Once you know what's going on, once you have the foundation, you could always play around with it, right? So what is all of that? Inversions. 6, right? Back to 1. And then back to 5. But in time, it sounds like a lot. 6, 5. Deserve the praise. Here's your name. 5, 6. I just kept going up. My point is, like, you can. This is why it's really good to be fluid with your scales. You want to be able to just flow with these. When you practice this, Saraya, this 1-4-5 system I'm showing you, you'll be able to flow through any one of these songs with ease because you've been practicing. And that's what I practice. I practice a lot of going around with the scales. So for example, I'll practice things like this. Can I play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but sometimes I might play a 4 over the 6. See what I mean? So this is like an A, Yeah. Or sometimes I might even play it like this. Listen to how pretty that is. This is like a gospel chord. So it's like, or instead of playing the 4 like this, and you could all, this is all one hand, instead of playing it like that, Saraya, we're gonna play. These chords are very beautiful. They're sus chords. You see how they're called? They're called suspended chords. You see how it sounds like it wants to resolve? They suspend.
Yeah, it says like on the screen it says sus4.
Exactly.
C sus.
Exactly. It could be called C sus F sus 2 or C sus 4. It doesn't matter. It's just looking at it from C is your root or looking at it from your root being F. Either one, okay? But my point is, these are shapes. So look at this, Saraya. You see this one? Then you could do it over the 1. So I'm still thinking of this as a 1. Because it's based off of this chord, or regular 1. See that? So sometimes I might do that. Right? Already it sounds beautiful, right? Try that out. Try this with me. 4, regular, and then that sus chord. C, F, G, C. So first it's like a regular F, just this inversion, and then we're playing.
My hands laughing.
Even if you only could play this or this. Even if you only could do it like that. Or it's a bit of a stretch. Yeah. Exactly. That's it. That's it. And then over your 1. So this is how you sound full. Sometimes you play 1, you play your 4. Go to, right? Go into that. 1. You see how easy it is? You see that? It's the same thing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It just makes it sound so much more professional, so much bigger, so much better. You know what I mean? So even like that, worthy is your name, right? See, now you have your melody. See that? You see what I'm saying? There it is again, over the 5. Same, instead of playing that 5 chord, this inversion, we could play like that. You see that?
Yeah.
So if we put it together, worthy is your name. 5. All right, but try to get the melody in there. So. Right? Notice how I went from this chord, regular G, and then I transition. And it's all based off of this regular inversion. So when you're practicing these inversions now, try to incorporate this new chord, this new sus chord. Or on the 1. It's a nice way to end it off, especially like when you're doing the inversions. It sounds so bright. And then you just do the same thing. Same chord, just higher up on the piano. Yeah. So right? So you have options of how, as long as the melody's in there and you're playing a chord that is based on the bass note, right? So worthy is your name, right? This is just bass and melody. Just the melody and the bass note will tell you what chord to play. So now you got to play this chord, or a 1, or a 5. Six there. You see what I mean? And then, like, the thing about gospel, Saraya, is I said it has a lot of movements. So 4, they might go to the 6. Use the 6 to get to the 5. 6. Remember, I showed you this. So worthy, and then that same little trick, but I use the 6 to get there. So 6, 6, 5, and then back to your 3. Your praise. 6. I hope that helps, Saraya. And are you understanding the chords and how it works in terms of the number system? Like, is that starting to click, or is it still a little bit fuzzy for you?
I get it.
Okay, amazing. So this is all there is to it, Saraya. And then, as you can tell, it's just a matter of learning different songs. And obviously, we'll go to different keys and stuff. But as long as you're understanding how this number system thing works, man, I'm telling you, you're going to be really far. So here's what I want you to practice, Saraya, as we get to the end here. I want you to practice your inversions with that nice sus voicing we did, remember? And remember how we were doing our 1-4-5 system? Use the sus chords. So let me show you what I mean, Saraya. Check this out, because I want you to practice this, okay? So check this out. I'm going to use these sus chords. So remember how we used to play 1, 2, 3. Remember this? Going through the 1-4-5 system. Remember that?
Yeah.
So now what I want you to do instead, Saraya, try this. You're going to try it with the sus chords. So over the 1, I'm going to play that sus 1. Right? C sus 2. Then over the 2. Then over the 3, back to the 1. That's beautiful, isn't it? Over the 4, sus. Over the 5, sus. Over the 6, we're going to use the 4. You hear how gospel that sounds? Very gospel. And then you're going to do the same thing over the 7. I heard you do this today. And then back to your 1. So when you put it together, it'll sound like this. Or, right? And then 7. And then back to 1. See how it sounds very open and like you're playing professionally? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It sounds very nice. It sounds very beautiful. And that's the sound of gospel. And all it really is, a lot of sus chords. Instead of playing a regular 1, play this sus 2. Instead of playing a regular 4 or a regular 2, play this sus chord. Right? 3, back to the sus chord. I want you to slow this down and practice it. Sus chord over the 4. My bass is always telling you what you're playing. That's an F there. Sus chord over the 5. Over the 6. This is my...
I can't do that all at once.
I know it'll take some time to practice, but I'm just showing it to you so you'll be able to slow it down when you get the video. That's why. And then over the 6. And remember, you already know these chords. It's just an extension of it. That's a good way of
I'm
thinking.
saying that I'm not saying that I don't know, I don't understand. I'm saying that like I said, like my hands are too small to do that.
Got you. So if you can't reach all the way up here, you can do it like this. So you can play it like this, or play it like this in one hand. So this is a nice easy way. So over your one, you play it like that. Over your two, play it like that. Over your three, like that. Over your four, back to your four. Over your five, these chords are beautiful. Over your six, this is my favorite one. Listen to that. Isn't that such a beautiful sound? Over your seven. I hope you're seeing this. I'll do it one more time. I'll make sure I have my hands up high on the piano so you can see. And then over the two. And over the three. Over the four. Over the five. Over the six. Back to the four. And then over the seven. Back to the five. And back to the one. So all together. Back to one. Alright, so I know it's going to take some time to practice, but that's the beauty of it. You'll get the recording of this video, and you can go over it and practice it, okay? And so before you know it, Saraya, I'm telling you, you're going to start playing songs like, and then bringing in those sus, right? And then going to the five. This is just combining things that we did. So left hand could be playing that little power chord like we mentioned. And then first inversion of the one. And then transition to that sus chord. So now, even though you're playing the same thing, it's just playing it with more meat on the bone. Then over the four, do the same thing. Then over the five, do the same thing. I hear that. I hear you. And the thing about these shapes, Saraya, like look, even if you take one of them, just change the bass note around. With all of these chords, change up different bass notes, see what sounds you get. You're gonna start sounding really, really good in a very short amount of time. So we're at time now, Saraya, but did you have any questions about anything we covered so far today?
No.
So I'll make sure, yeah, can you actually, let me get your email. Let me write it down.
I put it in the chat.
Okay, perfect. Let me check the chat. Let me check the chat. Let me check the chat. That's hard to say, isn't it? My tongue got tied up a little bit. Let me check the chat. Okay. All right. I think I got it. So let me make a note of this, Saraya, and I'll send you, I'll just take a photo, and I'll make sure I email you the lesson now. All right? So if you don't have any questions then, Saraya, happy practicing. If you have any questions about it, let me know. And I'll send you the lesson from last week so you can go over it too. And hopefully next week you'll be even more prepared, okay? Sounds good? Amazing.
Yeah.
I like the piano emojis. That's a nice touch. I don't even know how to do it, but maybe next week you could show me, okay?
Okay.
All right. Take care, Saraya. We'll talk
Okay, bye.
later. Bye.